Brooke, what's going on?
How are you?
I'm doing good. Good morning. How's your Sunday going?
It's a good one. How are you?
I'm glad we got past the whole Zoom situation.
No, I had to re-download. I had to re-download it because I switched phones, so everything like whenever I switched it over wasn't downloaded, so it was a hot mess.
Oh, I
Yeah.
gotcha. I gotcha. So what state are you in today? Where are you calling me from?
I'm in Missouri.
Okay, I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. So we're both some Midwest people.
Okay. My coach is actually from Omaha, Nebraska.
Who's your coach?
Jama Watson from
Okay,
BR
so
Physique.
very small world. Okay, so me and Jamie, I used to work for BR Physiques for Nick Langer. So Nick Langer's that. Yeah, he's like an NPC coach, right? So Jama's been super close with Nick for years. So we were all on the same BR Physiques team for a couple of years. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I like it. So you compete then, is that right?
Yeah, so sorry, my dog just vomited in my lap. Oh, I love it. Yeah, so I actually started competing this year, in May, and then I had a terrible coach, and then Jama was coaching Callie Ruiz.
Yeah.
I think is how you yeah, so and she had messaged me and said something about like my stage presence. And then I was looking at a new coach because I didn't have carbs for like the last 4 weeks. I had like zero carbs. I was eating meat and vegetables only. Like it was awful. And so I reached out to her and I switched coaches and then I've been with her. So
Very
yeah.
cool. Nice. So
Yeah.
when's the next show? When are we shooting for?
So it was supposed to be in July, but my implant bottomed out. So I have to have surgery next month. So we are currently, it's like a 2-month healing process for me to like completely be able to do any chest workouts, which I don't need chest workouts, especially with implants, but I'm shooting for like the end of November, beginning of December. So
Very exciting. Cool. Now,
yeah.
what do you do full time? Like what do you do for work?
So I work at a gym from like 5 a.m. until like probably like 1-ish, depending on like when I have clients and stuff. So I do one-on-one in-person training. And I do a couple like groups. We do like online groups, like challenges and stuff. And then it's a studio. So they emphasize like the studio over the gym. So it's like way more expensive. And then I waitress at night. So
Okay. You are busy.
yes. I'm tired of it.
So
I don't mind work, but
is our goal, I'm assuming, is to just be able to coach full time, not to have like 10 different jobs, right?
yes.
Okay, cool. Now, are you trying to transition out of the in-person? Are you looking still doing some hybrid? What does that look like for you?
I'm not really sure how they're going to, because I haven't said anything to my coach yet, or not my coach, my boss yet that owns the studio, because I don't want to be like her to think that I'm going to try and take leads or anything like that, because I don't want any of that. So I'm not really sure how to even like transition into that, or if I'm going to have to completely quit doing that to have my own online business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
So I would have a very honest conversation, but really you can still bring them revenue by staying at the gym and helping with the clientele that you already service, right? However, having your own online presence, it's hard for them to call that a non-compete because you're pulling people from all over different cities, different parts of the world. So it's hard for them to track, oh, that's within a 15 or 10-mile radius of the gym or whatever your non-compete says, right? So if you're saying, hey, I love what I'm doing here, I still want to help this gym grow, but at the same time, I also want to build like my own foundation and it's completely online, then no issues there. You might have some individuals that maybe if we market this the right way, you'll have certain people that you can train online, and then you can also have some people that you can pull from online that wants to go in person. As far as your studio goes, are you paying like a rent fee, or are you more like independent?
Yeah, so I filled out a 1099. They like I pay for like my insurance and stuff like that, but like the in-person, I think we're only getting like $22 like per client,
Oh,
like
yeah.
session, like per hour. So it's kind of like not like feasible. So they're pushing more towards like semi-private stuff, but they just changed all their pricing to where if they want a private session for 12 weeks, it's $5,000. for a semi-private, which could be up to, I'm going to say 3 or 4 people. It's $3,000. I want to say it's $3,000 for 12 weeks. And then like from there on, but we have like classes and stuff. Like I teach class, like the noon classes, but you get $5 per head. So it really depends on how many people are in that class. You could make $10 in an hour, or you know what I mean, or like $60 in an hour, because typically like our largest class is about 15 people. So
if we do this the right way and we get you enough people from your online platform, what I did was, that's how I ended up working with Nick. I think you guys have a Genesis out there, right? Correct? Genesis Health Clubs?
I don't think so.
No, not in Missouri. Okay. So it used to be 24-hour fitness, but Genesis bought up a ton of 24-hour fitnesses in the Midwest. So they bought up like over 58 clubs. I was a fitness manager for over 2.5 years. So I was the leading producer for 2.5 years out of all those clubs, but there's a cap on what you can make, right? When you're corporate, because they do take a large chunk of that. So what I ended up doing was I ended up working for Nick, who was, private, but then I was really good at sales. So I was like, I told Nick, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why I should be making a split with you when I'm bringing my own clients, right? So the benefit of a gym, they have other people that like do the sales for you. But if you get really good at doing that yourself, you don't have to split anything. So then I went to Nick. I'm like, hey, I actually going to go independent. So I pay a rent fee at Iron Heaven. I think it's like $500 a month. And I was able to train as many people as I want. $500 is like one client for me. So the problem with this, if you stay in person for long periods of time, you're going to be still trading a lot of hours. So if you're going to build up your own clientele, it roughly takes 6 to 12 months to build up your own clientele if you don't have anyone following you. So I went hybrid because I was really good at selling my own. However, I was training 40 people a week, 2 to 3 times a week, and I was charging $150 a session. So I was making really good money, but I was working from like 4:30 in the morning to about 8:30 at night with that weird lag time in the middle of the day. So my wife was like, no, bro, you got to figure something else out. This is not making sense. We need more time. So I took that 40 down to about 20 clients, then it went to 10, and then the rest were circulated onto online. And then eventually I had enough referrals to where I could go fully online. The reason I'm telling you all that is pending your future and where you want to go, you can impact a lot more people online. I'm 41 years old. So by the end of Friday, I was exhausted from all those sessions, right? So if you're getting to that point where you want to have more time to travel or more time to compete and do those things that you really are passionate about doing, those are things that you're going to want to think about as well. So if you are going to go hybrid, I would think about possibly looking into how much gym rents would be as you start building up your own clientele. Don't do it now. Wait till you start building up your own clientele. And then when you do, look at maybe gyms that would be open to you paying a rent fee, like a one-time rent fee. You can bring in as many people as you want. Maybe have 10 high-ticket in-person people that you love to train, the rest online. That way you don't have to worry about anything. You keep all the profits. Does that make sense?
Right.
Cool. Now, as far as what we need to make to replace your current income to go full-time, what would that be?
Anywhere from like 4 to 5, I would say, 1,000 a month.
Okay, so let me give you some context behind that. Industry averages for online training, very low end, $250 a month, all the way up to $500, depending what you're offering. Okay, so are you certified? Do you have certifications?
I do not. I am. They're giving me. So sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, so I have 6 months. I purchased my course. So they're giving me 6 months to do that, and then after I do that, they're wanting me to get my nutrition courses done. So
okay, so we also offer an optional certification. It's no additional charge, but it's equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. So it gives you a little bit more confidence. It makes you feel a little bit more qualified to provide different recommendations. So it'd be like how to build a healthy plate, intuitive eating macros, how to reduce inflammation, eating those proper foods. Then there's program design, programming variables, the art of coaching, right? It'd probably take you maybe 2 weeks to really knock that out. But it is backed by ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So if you had one of those other certifications down the road, this would be continuing education credits for them as well. So it's just something to really help you feel, a little bit more confident moving forward. So that would be helpful. But let's just say you were charging on average for your client, let's just say upper end, $400 on average. Okay. So if you had 10 clients, that would get you 4K a month right there. 10 clients out of 1 billion people in the world, right? If you had 25 clients, that would get you 10K a month, which would be 120K a year, right? I feel like that's pretty reasonable, right? Like you have got a good look, you're able to speak, you have some skin in the game. We could probably handle that. Do you think?
Right.
Cool. So now that you know what the averages are, how big are you wanting to take this? What's your overall vision?
So my overall, like I would at least, because I know it's gonna change once I get there, but I wanna make like 25 a month is what I'm wanting at the moment. But I know it's gonna change because I'm that person that's never like content. So I'm like, oh, we made it here. Now let's go further. You know what I mean? So it's always changing. But
Yeah. Our focal point will first get you to 10K months on a consistent basis. Once we're there, then we can always ascend into our mastery level program, which is where we start teaching you when to run ads, when to bring on an assistant coach, when to have a team underneath you so you can kind of step away from the day-to-day monotonous activities and focus on becoming more of a CEO and growing your business, learning how to lead leaders. That was to the point where our focal point is to get to, hey, I want to make 100K a month. We're going to teach you how to do that. Okay. So initially we want to build up our foundation, no different than when we're lifting weights, right? We need to understand how to do the basic movements first before we get into the fun stuff, right?
all right.
Cool. Outside of this, I think you already mentioned it, but your main reason why we're on this phone call is we probably want some financial freedom and we don't want to have to work 10 different jobs to do it, correct?
Right. Yeah.
All right. What do you feel like is the biggest challenge to make this a reality for you?
I guess just figuring everything out because like I somewhat know like because I've started a couple of different businesses, so but I just wasn't in love with them. So it's just kind of like one of those things where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do something that I don't love for the rest of my life, but I love fitness. It's always been like the thing that like fills my cup kind of thing. Um, so it's just like I don't know everything that I need, and I know I need just help on everything. So, or more of like a structured, like, hey, you need to do this or you need that. Because everything else, like, I figured out by myself. And if I like knew somebody or could have paid somebody to help me, like coach wise, it probably would have saved me so much time rather than figuring everything out by myself. But yeah.
So it sounds like we do really well with structure, a clear-cut game plan, some accountability, and some resources, right?
Right.
Gotcha. Cool. Where would you like to see yourself in the next 4 to 6 months differently than where you're currently at?
Well, within the next 6 months, I'd like to be full-time, a full-time coach and not working at freaking 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock at night. So I have like a couple hours during the day to get like errands and shit done. But other than that, I'm working crazy hours and it's not feasible to do long term. So
Gotcha. Now let's talk about time. If you can dictate anywhere between 10 to 20 hours per week on this, you're going to be in a great spot. If you can dictate 20 hours or more, you're in a dangerously great spot. Do you feel like you have at least 10 to 20 hours per week?
I can manage. Yeah.
So I want to give you some context on how we can manage that, because right now it seems like it's overwhelming. Like you're like, hey, I'm working nonstop. I'm doing group classes. I'm waitressing, right? When I was doing all that training, how I had to do it was I'd pop in modules on the way to the gym. I'd pop in modules on the way home when I was doing cardio. So by the time I got home, it was just 30 to 45 minutes of execution on what I learned. So
they're like videos and audios.
Yep, I'm going to show you, but there's going to be written material and there'll be videos. But how I did it was I would structure my day first through listening to it first. So I listened to the videos or whatever. Then I'd go back and I'd read it, because then when I read it, it made more sense because I've already watched it and I was able to execute it a lot faster, right? So how these will be set up, the modules will be set up is you don't move forward to the next one until you've executed what's already on your list. You're also going to have a customized coach with you the entire 4 months. Think of it kind of like a prep coach. Besides, you're going to have more access to them. So this is going to be something where you're going to have, every 2 weeks, you're going to have one-on-one coaching calls very similar to this. Revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, get specific instructions on what you need to execute. You'll also have a sales coach. You're going to have a private Facebook community. You're going to have group calls. So we're going to make sure that no matter where you're at, you're moving in the direction that you've been wanting to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
ton of community support. Is community support like a big priority for you?
I mean, it helps most definitely surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, because I believe that you surround yourself with the people that you want to be like, and once you've outgrown that room, you find new people. So
Exactly. I'm gonna do a quick recap to make
Okay.
sure I've got everything for you. Okay. So
Okay.
we're based out of Missouri. You've been
Yep.
competing now. Our next show is possibly in November, early December. You're working at a gym right now. You're doing some one-on-ones, you're doing some group training, but they're taking a large portion of your pay. It's kind of like they're pushing you toward more studio work. We're looking for financial freedom, more flexibility. Our goal is to go full-time in the next 4 to 6 months. Right now, we're making about 4 to 5K a month, but our main focal point would be like to get to 25K a month. We've already tried starting businesses in the past. It just really wasn't our thing because it wasn't fulfilling. You know that health and fitness is actually going to be that thing that you can actually stick to and commit to. We were looking for structure, accountability, and just a clear-cut game plan. In the next 4 to 6 months, again, you want to be a full-time coach. You want to be more efficient with your time. We want to be financially free. We want to be able to do the things that we truly love. Is that about right?
Right.
Cool. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. We'll go over everything at a high level. Then I'm going to actually dive into our actual modules. I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to get you to 10K and pass. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay, you're good.
All right. So as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. This is a big deal. We're accredited through the Better Business Bureau. We got a quality rating of an A out of a possible A+, which solidifies who we are in the online space. We're also backed by ACE, NASM, and ISSA. Now, on the success ladder, we're going to have 2 tiers. We're going to have 10K Accelerator. We're going to have Mastery Level Coach. Now, 10K Accelerator is ideal for an individual such as yourself who is looking to make an impact on the online space, transition from that 9 to 5. The information in this course can get us from 0 up to 10K in as little as 4 months. Mastery level, as mentioned earlier, our focal point is to get to 100K months after we're hitting 10K on a consistent basis. Okay, so really starting to scale how to lead leaders. So for right now, we're really going to work on building our foundations. Would you agree?
Yeah.
All right, our program is really broken up into 4 phases. A lot of companies will tell you how to run ads first and set up business plans. We actually make sure we're getting you the first couple of clients first. We can't consider ourselves a business until we actually have paying clients. So we're going to help you with that first, then establish a solid business foundation. We'll help you generate leads organically to maximize your overall reach. We'll show you how to develop sales and client retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass 10K per month. On the support side of things, it's going to be second to none. You're going to have that assigned to one-on-one coaches I mentioned earlier. You'll have a game planning call with them to really review where you're at, where you want to be in the most efficient way to get there. And then every 2 weeks, you're going to have those coaching calls to make sure that we're able to, take feedback that we need, make any changes, and then get specific instructions on what you need to execute. Now, when you're completing about 2 to 3 Zoom calls per week and we complete the sales modules, we're also going to introduce you to a sales coach. This is a game changer. This is going to be an individual that help you learn the psychology behind sales, how to maximize your overall return on investment, how to overcome those objections to close down those calls at a 40% clip or greater. And then the bi-weekly roster group coaching calls, along with 5 times we have group support calls that accommodate your current 9 to 5. So this would go over client objection handling, client delivery, marketing, lead generation, mindset issues, even case studies. 24/5 tech support. So outside of all of those game planning calls, you can text your coach 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. They're contractually obligated to answer all of your questions. And then once you do become your own business owner, it's awesome, it's exciting, but it's overwhelming. So we've created what we call the Zenpreneur method. We help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, meditation, even journaling, just to ensure no matter what point of business you're at, you're always in a good spot to move forward. As far as the resources, you're gonna have the course curriculum, you'll have that Zenpreneur method. This will be a game changer, done for you programming, saves you hours of time. You can utilize that, you don't have to, but again, it just shows you different techniques. There's drop-down menus, you can swap out different exercises. It just saves you a ton of time with your program design. We'll also give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements. And as mentioned earlier, we do also offer an optional certification at no additional charge. Any questions on that?
No.
Cool. This is going to be the secret sauce to get you from 0 to 10K, 4 phases. Phase 1, we're going to launch our business, but we're going to announce to the world who we are and what we're about. But we're going to implement specific strategies that we give you to get your first couple clients. Phase 2, we're going to set up all your backend systems, make sure you're a fully legal company, identify what problems you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. First 2 phases will take maybe a month to month and a half. They're one-time setup fee, or not a fee, but one-time setup. The rest of the time will be in phase 3 and phase 4, which is what we're going to be doing daily. Okay, so phase 3, organic marketing, we'll show you how to maximize your overall reach on all 3 platforms. We'll show you how to utilize WhatsApp community chat for our lead generation method, and we'll show you how to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4 is like the fine tuning of everything, kind of maximizing your sales skills, building consistent client delivery systems, but emphasizing customer support and client retention to keep people happy for longer periods of time. Any questions on the 4 phases?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's move in. So this is going to be our actual course, 33 modules. Each module has an overview link. It'll also be associated with videos. The link in the videos are tutorial styles. They go step by step on what you need to do. So the first step to becoming a full-time coach, we talked about implementing strategies. We've got 3 different strategies we're going to have you utilize. The cool thing is the resources we provide for you are already done for you, so we're more efficient with our time. The 10K Accelerator Directory is just onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It shows you how to maximize the program. And then from there, the 10K roadmap. So what do we need to do to get from 0 to 5K, which was our first goal, and then from 5 to 10 and beyond. It shows you step by step, clear expectations on what you need to execute.
Okay.
From there, based upon your specific goals, if we're trying to make 25K a month, what are daily and nightly routines that we need to implement to impact that? And then also, no matter what point of business you're at, whether you're making $1 million, you're going to have a point to where you have anxiety, maybe fear of failure, imposter syndrome. Those are all natural, normal feelings. We teach you how to move past that to move forward with your overall business. And then we've also identified the top 10 struggles that you're going to face as a fitness entrepreneur, but we provided solutions behind each and every one of these as well. Now, administration systems and ChatGPT is where things get a little interesting. Have you started utilizing ChatGPT yet?
No.
Okay, so ChatGPT is like Google on steroids, like a high-powered virtual assistant, okay? We show you how to utilize this for like program design, nutritional guidelines, even for creating content creation ideas. It does it in a fraction of the time. Backend systems, we'll show you how to set up Wave or Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls and apply with you. We even have True Coach or Trainer Eyes we show you how to utilize for uploading all of your programming, all of your nutrition to one spot, even customizing the videos to make it more brand specific for your clients.
Okay.
Cool. Financial systems, we're going to show you how to do the same thing here. We're going to show you how to set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, when to open up a business bank account, how to track what's coming in and out of your business, how to pay quarterly taxes, when to pay yourself, business write-offs, business liability insurance, all of your business legalities are covered here. Cool thing though, if you're to set up your LLC the traditional way, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks. We're partnered with an AI company called Taylor Brands. This is done literally 20 to 30 minutes. It's all done through a lawyer as well, so your business legalities are done.
Okay.
Cool. From there, we're going to move into target setting. We're going to create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. We'll deep dive into your specific goals. And then we're going to move into identifying your ideal challenge, as in what problem does your program solve for individuals? Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So this is going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program. The more that you do for individuals, the higher the ticket offer, which will be established upon the overall length of terms. So we'll help with the structure of your pricing there as well. Any questions on that so far? So cool. I want to show you something really quick before we dive in a little until we dive in forward. Check this out. This is going to be cool. I'm just going to go into like kind of more of one that a lot of people struggle with. So for instance, we're into the admin systems. Every module is going to have what they call an overview link. Okay, so you'll click on this. You got videos over here. You got the written material here. So check this out. So you click on here. This is what I was doing when I get home at each night. I click on this. So this will show you step by step in written format exactly what to do. Now, when you click on these, it'll naturally save to your Google Docs, so you'll always have access to it. So again, step by step, zero guesswork. Now, if you're a visual learner, let's say that you're also going to set up Wave for payments as an example. You'll just click on this. So again, step-by-step videos as well. The videos will cover a little bit more than the actual written material, but again, it's that simple. If you can watch and learn or read and learn, super easy.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. From there, whoops, let me go back to. Okay. From there, we're into organic marketing and strategy. So we're going to teach you how to do 1 hour's worth of work and get 14 different pieces of content created out of this utilizing AI software. So everything's going to be more convenient, more efficiency based. Once we have that, we can spread it across all of our social media platforms. So we want to show you how to set up podcasts and YouTube. We want more people to understand who you are, what you're about, but the message that you're trying to convey. Then we're going to show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok related. So it's more than just randomly posting, very specific strategies and resources behind each and every one of these platforms in order to really maximize its efficiency. We'll take it all the way down to the hashtag use, page aesthetics, page organization, data analytics, call to actions, reels. We show you how to maximize all those areas. Same thing for TikTok as well.
Okay.
From there, we're going to show you some content creation made easy, really cool editing features. We're going to introduce you to Canva Basic, Canva Pro, and Microsoft Designer. Again, editing features are going to make your page more aesthetically pleasing. It's going to entice people to want to click on your page. Really good for branding, logo designs, things of that nature. And then we'll move into the 10K lead generation framework. And we start off with earned media. I want you to think of this as like people raising their hand and wanting to reach out to you first, kind of like inbound marketing. We'll give you specific strategies and resources to get people enticed to want to reach out to you. So an example, you're a competitor. Maybe you're partnered with another coach from across the country. Their audience gets to see who you are. Your audience gets to see who they are. So we're expanding our overall reach, our overall message. Free resources. How many times have we all clicked on click here for your first 5-day free workout program, right? Easy way to get their information, follow up on them. But my favorite, especially as for coaching, the scholarship strategy incentivizes a lot of people to sign up for your program immediately, okay?
Okay.
Opposite of this is what we call conversation to calls. This would be like considered like outbound marketing or you reaching out to individuals first. So another really easy way to get this to go, if you're known in your local community, like I'm really well known in my local community, I'm partnered with a local supplement company. That supplement company will give me 30 referrals a month because I support their business through my clients. So think about anyone that goes into a supplement store, already has some health and fitness goals and they're reaching out to me. So it's easier for me to lock them down. My wife's in healthcare. I'll go do free seminars, maybe 15, 20-minute conversations. I get 15 referrals off that. I do that probably 2 times a month. Really easy way to generate business. Now, if we're talking about DMing, right, we'll give you specific scripts. You can change based upon your tonality. We'll give you conversation and call examples. But more importantly, we're going to show you where to find all these leads on all 3 platforms, how to build and nurture these relationships, have more intimate one-on-one conversations through that WhatsApp group. So by the time they already talk with you, they've already reached out to some of your clients that you already service. So it's a much more warmer lead, if that makes sense.
Okay.
All right. From there, we're going to move into the referral strategy. This is by far the easiest way to grow your business. Friends, families, coworkers, ex-clients, talking about how amazing you are. We're going to show you how to incentivize them to give you referrals every single month without you actually having to ask for it. Really, really cool process there. Any questions on that so far?
No.
Cool. From there, we're going to move into sales overview and fundamentals. So this is going to be the part where your business changes. You got to be good at sales if you're going to be a fitness entrepreneur or an entrepreneur in general. We're going to show you how to maximize your overall sales capabilities to set up 2 types of phone calls. The first is a meet and greet. It's like a 10-minute screening call, trying to identify if you really want to work with this individual, if you can actually solve their problems, which will lead us into our closing call. So when you're trying to lock them down, make them into an actual client. So we'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be a game changer. Understanding how to create financing options for people who normally couldn't afford your program, and then how to lock them down once and for all. Now, once you lock them down, we want to go back and we want to track all this. We want to track how many calls were booked, how many showed, how many closed, and at what length of terms. So we give you our resources to do this more efficiently. From there, objection handling. So this is going to be all the excuses you're going to hear as to why someone can't start your program. We give you over 30 different examples. And the more you can familiarize yourself with this, the easier it is to overcome those objections on that sales call.
Okay.
Client onboarding, someone's first 30 days in your program. This will make or break if people want to continue with you. So getting them a resource in their hand within that first 24 to 48 hours while you're building out their program. Establishing standards and expectations, keeping them busy, making sure there's no buyer's remorse, making sure they know what's to be expected, okay? And then client deliveries, the fun stuff, the week-to-week process and how you deliver services. We just show you how to do this more efficiently utilizing the newest software. We also will go over communication styles. What do you do if a client's ghosting you, they're not listening, they want to quit? It's inevitable, it's going to happen, right? But what do we do if those people have already paid for your service and they're doing this? And how do we mitigate those issues? Oftentimes, people want to feel like they're a part of a larger community. Some people want to feel like they want more individualized touch points with their coaches. Some want challenges. Some want to be incentivized to do what's already expected of them. We'll give you resources and strategies to get them to execute on a more consistent basis for you. Okay. From there, customer support. So how do we deal with cancellations, refund requests? What if someone needs to pause for health concerns? How do we handle that? How do we mitigate it? How do we track it? And then lastly, client retention. We want to keep people in your program for long periods of time, but we want to advance into higher levels. Okay. Any questions on all of that?
No.
All right, cool. Quick recap. The program itself is 4 months long. You're gonna have your customized game planning call. You're gonna have a one-on-one coach all 4 months. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have the sales coach. You're gonna have the Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times a week of group support calls, 24/5 tech support, done for you programming, an optional certification, and the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we missed?
I don't think so.
Cool. So I know I unpacked a ton of stuff today. I know I talked a shit ton too, so I'm sorry about that. But out of all those things that you saw, what was maybe 1 or 2 things that really stood out for you?
So I really liked the nutrition and fitness part, like the extra, what's it called? The continuing education. I'm mixing my words. Anyways, I like that, and I like the, what's it called? Like the legality of all of it as well. So I don't know. I mean, a lot of it was like good, I guess.
Okay,
Yes,
so do you feel like this checks off all the boxes on what you're looking for to help grow your business?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, did you get a chance to check out any testimonials or anything?
I watched that video. But that was about it.
Okay, I'm just going to show you a couple people, okay, of 2 different ends of the spectrum. All right, first one I want to share with you is Karina. Karina was making about $2K a month. Her goal was she wanted to travel, spend more time with her kids. Okay, so this first tattoo indicates when she started in LCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. Okay, pretty cool. So she quit her job after 4 months, but after 6 months, she was collecting 10 to 12K a month on a regular basis. Now she's making 15K a month, but she only works 35 hours a week. One job, 35 hours a week, making 15K. So I thought that would kind of resonate with what your goals are, right? Not having to work so many hours. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, I want to share, I don't know if you know this lady, Jen Richards. She's an IFBB pro. It's her husband, Darren. She was a physician's assistant. She started her own coaching business back in 2015, could really never get it to take out the way that she wanted to. Came to us in 2021. She's now hitting 100K months on a regular basis. So she's that 7-figure earner, has a staff of 12 underneath her, still gets to compete, still gets to have a relationship, still has that balance. And that's why I showed you her. Now, out of those 2, who do you feel like you could resonate most with?
Probably Jen.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like competing and stuff. Like that's a full-time job as itself.
100%. Absolutely. So I'm actually a men's IPE pro. So I got my pro card back in 2017 as a men's physique. So I totally understand how it is, right? Like it's nonstop work. And that's stressful alone. Now I'm going to show you the averages. A lot of people will show off your basic or your top 10 percenters. We like to show off our basic individuals. So 73% of our students sign their client in month 1. On average, it takes them 1 week to do so. So a stat behind this, the individuals that sign their client in month 1, by the end of month 4, are averaging over 8K per month. The individuals that don't sign their client in month 1, but by the end of month 4, are averaging over 6,500. So just to be a basic mediocre individual, you could expect to make 6,500 to 8K. Now you compete, you do a lot. Do you think that you are an average individual?
No.
Right. That's my point. Now, this one stood out to me specifically for you. People are quitting their jobs in 10.6 weeks on average to go full time with their online fitness business. So I know your goal was within 4 months to do it. We could be doing this in as little as 2.5 if done properly. Okay. Of the students who hit a 10K month, on average, it takes them 13 weeks to do so. So just over 90 days, you could be hitting your first 10K month, working yourself into a different tax bracket. And then the students who stay with us 12 months have 97 clients on their roster. Those individuals, the 97 clients, are averaging $366,000 a year. Now, at 97 clients, you're usually not a one-woman show. So average, you can expect anywhere to make, you could expect to handle 30 to 60 clients on your own, depending how organized you are. All right, we have individuals, some do a lot more, but average is going to be about 30 to 60 clients. At that point, that's when we'd start talking about bring on an assistant coach. And usually we bring on an assistant coach when you're hitting about 12 to 15K on a regular basis. We start running ads when you're running around about 6 to 8K a month. Cool.
Yeah.
And then right now our program is getting scored a 4.6 out of 5. So we're getting a lot of results for people's respectable businesses. Any questions on the averages?
No.
Okay. Did you get a chance to hear or read about the 3 times your investment guarantee?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. So a lot of companies have a lot of companies have like a money back guarantee. Like that's pretty standard. We have a 3 times your investment guarantee. So essentially, if you attend your game planning call, which is standard, attend all of your one-on-one coaching calls, which is only 2 per month, 1 group support call each week, charge at least the bare minimum suggested price of $250 or more for services, no late payments, don't spend longer than 2 weeks on an optional certification, and no late payments, and run a scholarship program within the first 90 days, we guarantee you will 3 times the amount you invest in, or 100% refund. Now, year to date, we've helped almost 3,000 students. We've only had to return 1.6%, which means 98.4% of people are getting massive results. Does that give you more confidence?
Yeah.
It should, because someone that competes, you're all about execution, right? So if you can execute a game plan, follow instructions, you'll have 0 problems, being successful. The people that are killing it right now in our industry, they got the 3 C's. They're coachable, they're committed, they're consistent, right? Coachable means they're able to take feedback, make those changes immediately. Consistent means we're doing the things day in and day out, even if we don't feel like doing it. And then committed means we're taking action based upon where we see ourselves, not our current circumstances. Do you feel like you have those 3 C's?
Yeah.
I'd hope so. You're a competitor.
So, I mean, we all mess up from time to time, but yeah.
For sure. All right, cool. Next, we're going to talk about the investment portion and what's this going to cost us. There'll be a payment plan, or there'll be a paid in full option. Payment plan means we'll put down a down payment. We'll spread it out over 4 to 6 months. Paid in full just means we'll pay the whole thing up front. We save a significant amount of money. Now, no matter where you're at, we do have extended payment plans, and we also have financing options. So if this is exactly what you need to get you to the next level and get you to be able to not have to work 10 jobs, I got something for you today. Cool?
Yeah.
All right. What's this thing going to cost us, Brooke? Only 100 grand in your left kidney. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. No, there's a payment plan of $7,300. Then there's a paid full option of $6,500 that saves you $800. Out of those 2, which do you think works best for you?
Probably, I don't know. Probably the payment plan, I'd say.
Okay, that's what 95% of people do. That's what I did as well. Not a ton of people have $6,500 laying around in their sock drawer, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So how that would work is we'd put down like a down payment of $2,300. It'll take your remaining payments down to $5,000. We divide that over the 3 months that are remaining. That's just over $1,600 per month. Okay, so that's equivalent to you needing 3 to 5 clients to make that back. Do you feel like that's something you can commit to?
Probably not. I mean, it would have to be, so I mean, if I'm going to be paying that much a month, it'd have to be probably a loan pulled out or something, because let's see, I have surgery next month and vacation, so I'm going to be gone 3 out of the 4 weeks next month.
Okay.
Oh. So sorry, my thing is pulling up. I'm trying to pull up. I love how when all my stuff is synced, and then as soon as you open something, that just blows up.
That's how it happens on a weekend.
Yeah. Hang on. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna write all this down.
Yeah. Now, if we extended that through 6 months instead of 4, your monthly payment would be about $1,000, which is like you needing maybe 2 to 5 clients, depending what you're charging.
Yeah. And then the paid in full is what? 60 what?
6,500. Now, what we could do, if that helps, if you're kind of considering a paid in full, what we could do, because I know you said you have vacation, you have surgery coming up. What we could do is turn that into a 2-part payment plan, which we normally don't do. But essentially, if we did that, it'd just be half down, so $3,250. Say on a hypothetical today, I would give you 60 days from your start date to pay off. So you had mentioned that you've got some things coming up next month. If you want, we could, push back our actual start date. That buys you more time, and you wouldn't have to put your second half down until 60 days from your actual start date, not from today, but from your start date, which buys you some time to get you some clients, get more confident, things of that nature, handle some business beforehand.
Okay. And then you said at my 60 days.
Yeah, that's when you'd pay the second half. So let's just pretend that if you have surgery and vacation next month, let's just say next month we don't have you started off. So say, for instance, you put down $32.50 today, but you don't start until, like, I'm just making up a date, January or September 1. Okay. Your next payment wouldn't be due until 60 days from September 1st.
Okay.
But at least you get locked in at a lower rate and you secure a spot.
Okay.
Where's vacation at?
I'm going to Panama City for like 10
okay,
days.
dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
we took the kids down there. Now's going to be a great time, but when we went, it wasn't as busy, so there wasn't a whole lot going on. But Panama City, Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very cool.
We'll be down there, and then I have surgery, so I don't really know how long it's going to be for me to. I only requested off like a few days after surgery for work, but that's what they were asking me last night, and I was like, I'm not really sure how this is going to go. So, okay. And then the payment plan portion would be how much down?
Ideally, what the average amount down is $2,300. Now, if you want to put down the reason I say $2,300 is because the remaining amounts aren't so overwhelming. If you put anything below that, it just starts becoming, obviously, the less you put down, the higher the reoccurring amount, if that makes sense.
Okay. And then it was $1,600 a month after that?
Yeah, if you did 4 months. If we spread it out over 6, it'd be $1,000.
Okay. 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 Okay, so if I did do that, I'd probably go to the bank tomorrow and see, because I mean, it's what, almost 800 $800 off almost for the paid in full.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. And that's quite a bit of money.
For sure.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I have all this organized so I can actually read it later, because sometimes
No, you're good. Take your time.
and then I'm like, what does that say?
No, take your time.
Okay. I think I got all that written down.
Now, we do have an option to where if we could get in a resourceful state, which means me and you putting our heads together and figuring out something financially that makes sense. I think I have an idea that we could do that would help out. We have an in-house financing. And so, for instance, if you went through NLCA, this could be a really good option for you. We'll take your payment, we'll spread it out over 12 months, but initially there's 20% interest, which takes our 7,300 up to 8,760. However, if you pay the program off within 4 months of your enrollment term, we honor the 7,300. If you pay it off within 60 days, we honor the paid in full amount. And the cool thing is, if you want to have minimum down, that would just be $730 a month if it's split out evenly over 12 months. So that's significantly less.
Okay. Will you repeat that again?
Yeah, I got you. So put down, if you're going to take notes, put down in-house financing through NLCA. Okay. So that would be 20% interest on top of the 7,300, which takes that to 8,760. We push that 8,760 over 12 months because it's a 12-month payment plan. Okay. So if we did that just evenly without any like huge down payment, just be $730 a month for 12 months. Okay. Now, if you pay off your loan amount or the program in 4 months, we honor the $7,300, which is the normal payment plan. So no,
Right.
yeah. If you pay the program off in 60 days, we honor the $6,500, which saves you the $800.
Okay.
So it solves 3 problems. 1, it allows us to get in for a much lower rate. You're able to get going sooner. 2, there could hardly be any interest if we pay it off prior. And 3, you could save $800 if we pay it off within 60 days.
Okay.
Those are going to be your top 3. Now, if you're looking to actually get going and you want to start something lower, we can talk about other financing options as well. Kind of just depends on really what your mindset is right at this point.
Okay. Well, I mean, I definitely want to do it, but at the same time, I have quite a bit in bills and I have to pay my surgery in cash.
Mm-hmm.
So if I did, I mean, the 20% interest is a shit ton just in case, like if anything else did come up. So with the bank, I would probably be able to do like 5-6% interest.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to think. So I might just have to talk with them tomorrow and see what interest I can get on something like that. Has 20% interest. Holy fuck.
Yep, it's a little bit higher now. Think about this. Credit cards usually are at 18.99%, and people usually don't bat an eye at that, right? Now,
Right.
again, you're not paying that interest if you pay off within 4 months.
Right.
So think about a couple of things. 1, the average individuals getting their first client week 1. Okay. 2, you've got skin in the game. A lot of people don't that come to us. And 3, if you pay that off, there's 0 interest, but if you pay it off in 60 days, you save the $800, which is huge.
Right.
So I don't think you'd have a problem paying off the program in 4 months. Then you remove yourself from having to pay the interest.
Right. No. You're convincing. You're good at sales, yeah. But I'm like, it's a lot of money. Hang on.
It is a ton of money. You're 100% right. I went through something very similar. Now, you got to ask yourself right now, let me ask you this. How many hours totality between all of your jobs do you think that you're working a week?
I don't know. Probably anywhere from like 60 to 70.
60 to 70 hours, okay? So do you remember that one girl I showed you, Karina, making 15K a month, working 35 hours a week? So just like really under almost full-time hours traditionally, right? So if you were able to work 30 to 35 hours a week, now if you're making 25K a month, guess what? You're probably gonna be working over 35 hours a week. But if you're doing something that you truly love from wherever you want, so you could be working in your Airbnb or your hotel in Panama City on a regular basis, and you got to make that money, do something that truly is fulfilling. You don't have to worry about making up sessions. Your commission's not getting cut out. You're a one-woman show. Would it be worth that short-term discomfort? Think about when you prep. You already know going in. How long is your preps usually? 16 weeks, 12 weeks? What do you usually do?
So my first show was just a prep show. So I did 6 weeks, but I've been on prep since April.
So when you sign up for competing, you already know there is going to be an extreme level of discomfort, no matter what you do, right? However, when you're on stage and all that hard work has paid off and you have that look and that feeling of accomplishment, because a lot of parts for prep, it's not just about how you look, it's the process what took you through there, right? You usually have mental clarity when you're going through it. You have closer connections spiritually, all that stuff, right? If you are willing to subject yourself to that, wouldn't you be willing to subject yourself to something that's going to give you even a larger return of investment?
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it. I'm just trying to like play it smart because like my bills
100%.
anyway are is exactly like why I work so much. So, but I'm trying to get to the point where I don't have to work so much because this is like my grind year and I'm trying to get shit paid off.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a very visual person, so I have to have it like written out all in front of me kind of thing.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's see. Okay. Would I be okay? Is that your personal number, like your work number? That way I'm not like bothering you.
Yeah, this is my phone number. So text me anything that you need. Yeah.
So I'm gonna write everything out tonight and then go and see what the bank says tomorrow and just kind of feel out those options because I have tomorrow off. Well, I don't really. I have tomorrow night off. So is it okay if I get back to you on that?
Yeah, 100%. What I'm going to do in the meantime is I'll actually send you a condensed presentation of what we went over. Because if you're a visual learner, you need to hear it again. It'll be like a 10-minute, kind of a lighter, more faster presentation of like my sales manager going over that. Okay. And then I'll also send you over the guarantees and the averages so you can see that as well. And then when you go to the bank, ask them for a personal loan. And if you ask for the personal loan, ask for the $6,500.
Okay.
Now, the other option that I would tell you about that we can talk about tomorrow, I know your goal is to avoid any type of like interest rates, right? So after tomorrow, shoot me a message and let me know what we have. We have one other option that's called Fund My Contract. And what that allows us to do, depending on how good your credit is, you could get approved for anywhere between a 1 to 5 year loan. And it makes those monthly payments more like anywhere between $200 to $500 per month, but it's split out anywhere between 1 to 5 years.
Okay.
What I'm also going to do is I'm going to reach out to a coach. I'm actually going to try to reach out to, someone that's competed. I know a couple girls that have competed that are actually coaches as well. And I'm going to connect you to them. You can just shoot them text, ask them questions. You can even set up a game planning call, and not like you don't have to do Zoom, but you can just be like, hey, I'll put you in a 3-way thread and say, hey, Brooke, it's Jeremy. I want to connect you with such and such. They've competed. They've done this. So that way you can kind of game plan on how that would look on a regular basis, being a business owner, going through prep, having multiple businesses. Do you think that would help?
Actually, yeah.
Cool. So let's do that. As far as, let's set up a time to jump back on a call together.
Okay. What times do you have tomorrow, like evening?
Let's see what I got. Your CST time as well tomorrow, right? Yep. I got, are you available at 6 p.m.?
Yeah, that should work.
Cool. Let's do that.
Okay.
Brooke, 6 p.m. Awesome. So when we get off this phone call, I'll send you over all those resources as well. And then sometime today, once I get one of those girls to respond as far as like reach out about a call, just if you have time today or tomorrow to talk with them about how they're doing it, how they've managed their competing lifestyle with coaching, I think that'd be great for you. Cool.
Yeah, no, of course. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything that you have questions with between now and tomorrow night, shoot me a text message. I'll make sure I get you handled. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
You got it. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye, Jeremy.
Bye.